Hi, I'm Micki,
Hi, I'm Kat.
and we are Cat and Mouse Astrology. Welcome to the full moon in Leo. Yeah.
Leo.
Oh,
Party time.
love a full moon in Leo.
hmm
Yeah, bring it to culmination. Bring the bright sun to culmination.
Celebrations,
Go
friends, fun,
out in the open, stuff going on that we can see. Which,
creativity.
yeah. And the days are getting longer.
Thank
Let's take a
God.
look at the chart.
Yeah, let's see the chart.
Here it is. Of course, if I find it now,
You can do it.
do it. There it is. Ta-da.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Yeah, we've got a grand trine in Earth,
Yay.
plus a bunch of really nice. I mean, here's an exact sextile, or almost exact sextile
Ooh,
with
between
Saturn
Jupiter
and
and
Jupiter.
Saturn.
Yeah,
Okay.
get this over a little bit further. And then we've got, we've got some squares. We've got the Mercury square, the node, the north node.
Mercury and Mars square the
Yeah,
node.
yeah. Mars is in there too,
Mhm.
very close.
With Chiron, square Chiron too. Okay.
Yep.
What's that going to mean? Is that going to be like strained, strained communications? That
Mars
might
Mercury often is sharp words,
dark words.
sharp words. And in a square with um, the North Node and Chiron, North Node might be heading, a little bit far from this conjunction, but
True.
Chiron would make me think that maybe we think we're helping when we say some sharp words, but in fact we're not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're trying to be helpful, but those sharp words don't come off in a way that's healing, and instead they might cause bigger problems.
Wounding.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd
And
say
with North
wounding
Node,
word.
that's where we're headed. So, be careful of those sharp words. And I've already blown it. I've already used them.
I've been trying so hard to be gentle.
I thought I was being gentle, but just looking at the chart makes me realize, oh no, no.
Oh no, no,
Honestly,
you're a bitch.
sometimes it's really hard to soften. Yeah, ouch.
Soft words, everybody, soft words.
Words. But there is some kind of an ease. I mean, looky here, we've got the Mercury trine, the Uranus with
Okay.
Black Moon in the mix.
Okay. Well, maybe those harsh words are things that need to be said.
Might be. There it could lead to a change.
Definitely.
And there maybe we had to say those words because there was an area of um
Some repression.
yeah, repression or not being willing to look at something. Or not
Uh-huh.
being able to look at something.
Right.
You
Some
know, a
hidden
blind spot.
things.
The blind spot.
The blind spot.
Yeah. Change, the blind spot, and maybe some harsh words. Huh.
Mhm. Sounds familiar.
It does. I'm feeling this in my life right now.
Mm.
Well, we also have, the elephant in the room, which I'm going to call it again. We talked about this last time, but now it's here, and it's Pluto is just stepped into Aquarius.
I did.
Over the last weekend, it was conjunct the sun.
Right.
We really had several days. We're still at in within this conjunction. It's 5 degrees, and since Pluto just turned direct, we're talking about a powerful Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was stationing, as it's stationing and turning direct, it's a powerful Pluto on the full moon
Right.
in the house of in Aquarius, wherever that lands in your chart, whatever house that is. And opposite the moon in Leo, that's talking about shining a light.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting things lit up here with whatever's going on with
With those sharp words.
yeah.
Things coming to light.
Yeah, I mean, I feel this both on a mundane level, like in world politics, but like I say, I recognize this in my own life, in my own
Yeah.
personal
I
life right
mean,
now.
as above, so below, as within, so without.
That's right.
They're all mirrors for each other, right? And then you've also got a square between Jupiter and the moon and the full moon. I don't like that very much. Is that just amplifying all the shit coming to light?
Yeah. I mean, it's, it is square with, because it's 6 degrees. Yeah, it's within a degree.
Yeah.
You know, it's making this bigger. It's amplifying it.
Oh. Like out of proportion? Like all those sharp words might even be out of proportion. Like, yo, calm the fuck down.
Right. People taking things and then, whoa, making it into a great big deal. But again, you didn't even mean it as, you meant it as healing. I was just trying to help.
I know.
Whoa, completely blow it out of control. That could, like I say, I live this. Feeling this right now.
Are you
But it's
wounding or are you healing? Which one is it?
fine line, cutting edge,
Both and. Like the older I get, the answer is always both and.
right, both and with Mars involved, let's just hope we don't cut ties and don't sever.
There you go. Don't sever things. Don't cut ties. I
Yeah,
mean, maybe you need to cut ties. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe you got something in your life you should be letting go of in Libra, in the house of Libra. Whatever
right.
Libra
There's
is for
something here.
you.
This is the, a reflection here, if you will, of what's going on in the Aries house.
Right,
So yeah, it might be a good time to see where you can let go of something in your house of Libra, where Libra sits in your chart,
right.
because that might help to pull the pressure off of this. So, but we've got to see that there is a trine involved in this,
Yeah,
and
look at that. It's a weirdo trine
it is, but it's creating ease for some
for the drama,
or for the change.
for the change. That's right.
And
But like it's weird to have the trine with we had the trine with the black moon and last time too. Um at the new moon. We were
yeah, and
still
Black
working
Moon
on
is
that.
getting more and more involved as we get into the summer months. We're going to see this Black Moon lit up like a firecracker.
Okay. I
Uh,
mean, I personally love the black moon. I love it because it's um about the shadowy repressed parts, and I always find that fascinating.
yeah, yeah, it's just sometimes hard when those shadowy repressed parts make themselves known unexpectedly and in a way that we're like, no, 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 that's not me. What are you talking about?
We're like, wow, I didn't know that was going on.
Eek. Yeah, it could be interesting to see what comes out here. I think that we're due for a positive change, and look, we're getting into this place. We still have a retrograde with Uranus, still retro,
Okay.
right? But it's not going to go back. I think it goes back to 15. um Jupiter is headed right on forward, and we're headed in April 20th to a beautiful, I hope, conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus,
Okay.
which I mean, I'm really looking forward to this as being something, to work towards and to have be where a positive change can occur. That's my goal. That's my manifestation, how I'm looking at it. And I see that with the sextile now with Saturn, it is a good time to put some structure to whatever big dreams you might have.
Mm,
Lay down some, if you've got a big dream, don't just talk about it. Put something on paper, start putting some um some concreteness to it, because that's what Saturn wants.
yeah, that's a good idea. And it's Taurus themed, so it's going to be about groundedness
Exactly.
and stabilities and resources.
So I think this is fascinating. Saturn and Jupiter have you know, they're the big guys that are once considered like, dum dum dum. And the other's considered like, oh, you've been blessed. In a positive configuration, though, there's a lot that can be said for this, but Saturn could slow down or dampen Jupiter's exuberance.
Right. And with Uranus coming up in there, that's just like a wild card.
Yeah. Then we've got again Pluto. Pluto. And Pluto and the Sun are both, in a square aspect with Saturn. So Pluto's a real wild card here, isn't it?
They're
I mean,
not oh, square with Jupiter. Yeah.
yeah, it's square with Jupiter, yeah. Um, mm,
I mean, if I remember the Sabian symbol for zero Aquarius,
oh yeah, it is.
which I might remember that. I was right. It's an old Adobe mission.
Old Adobe mission. What does that evoke for you?
Colonization and cultural erasure and oppression, and genocide.
Yes, and on the flip side, because that is all true, I agree, it is also the oasis for somebody who is in need. And if you, it's also a trading post
Trading
before
post.
there were, or even during times of uh adversity. Those missionary places were also places that brought resources
Hmm.
and provided refuge, depending on what side you were on.
Side you're on.
So I do see some dual meaning there. The
Maybe
first
we could
thing I
stick
think of
with
is
the Adobe.
what?
Maybe we could just stick with the Adobe. Maybe we could get rid of the mission part and just let it be like an old Adobe house.
The part that gets me, that I think about the most, is the old Adobe missions are mostly gone now. They've crumbled.
That's right.
And the few that are preserved are historically preserved,
Right.
right? And since we've had all this 20 years of Pluto in Capricorn, government and plutocracy and the super duper rich and manipulating behind the curtains and playing with the people like pawns. But now suddenly that Adobe mission is highlighted and maybe it's crumbling because Pluto's moving into Aquarius, the sign of the people.
That's right. There you go. That's how we're going to see it. The Adobe mission is old. It's the old paradigm, and we're moving past it. As Jupiter hits Uranus and Taurus, the Adobe is going to be used for something different than a mission.
Yes. A place to go visit and say, huh, that's where we keep our, Civil War statues and stuff. We don't put them out on the lawn, we put them in this museum so that people who want to go explore that history can do
Yeah,
that. It's still there.
where you can learn more about past life blind spots.
Exactly. Past blind spots. Ooh. Ooh, that's good. And notice, let's do a 5 Aquarius too. What's our sun sitting on?
Hmm. A council of ancestors. Yes.
I feel that. I feel that.
They've been so potent lately. They're like, no, 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 we got this under control.
Yeah, I feel that. There's that term, you know, somebody's rolling over in their grave
Hmm.
when something happens. That my dad was a World War II veteran. He fought in World War II. He paratrooped on D-Day to Normandy.
Whoa.
He was shot and captured and spent, time in 4 prisoner of war camps held by the Nazis. When I think about possible Nazis taking over our country, I feel my dad rolling over in his grave.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's that sense of there's the council of ancestors. I think that that whole World War II generation has to be, trying to communicate with their children and grandchildren from beyond to say, stop it now. Careful, it's gonna get bad. I feel that anyway. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're gonna. This is a pretty weird year. We got some really weird astrology coming up for the fall.
Oh God, I don't want to hear about it yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be funky. We'll talk about that in a separate one. Let's just stick with
Yeah,
this. But
I
this
figured.
Pluto moving into Aquarius, I think this is good, and having, the bright sun in the sign of the people, Aquarius,
Right.
on a place where our ancestors may be, reminding us of our responsibilities and um, how we keep the torch a, lit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's an interesting thing that is probably going to be a theme that's going to come up both personally and in a larger way.
Yeah.
How about the moon in Leo?
Moon and Leo. What does that read? 5 degrees?
Yeah.
Okay. Rock formations tower over a deep canyon.
Ooh.
I want to read the second one too.
Uh-huh.
An old fashioned, quote, conservative woman is confronted by an up to date girl.
Feeling that one. See, that's what I'm feeling. Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Very
I'll
interesting.
just I'll say real quick for people who haven't listened to past ones where we talk about it. I'm reading from the Sabian symbols, which are these super weird, supposedly channeled Gnostic astrological points that describe each degree of the zodiac. And because of the way that they were written down, they were written down with the wrong numbers of the zodiac. So you can read one of two of the symbolic imageries for each degree.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull us back in. Um, Dane Rudyard was the one that wrote the Sabian symbols, right? And who's the other guy? Isn't it
I
two?
don't know. It was a man and a woman.
Yeah, Dane Rudyard is the one guy. And I can't remember the name, Sybil, I can't remember the name of the woman, but Dane was a very well respected early 20th century astrologer.
Okay. Well, he's the one who used the wrong numbers.
Right. But what's interesting to me was, as we note when we go around and we read these symbols, they're very potently connected with the time of year
They are.
and with the my understanding of it is, each decan of the chart, we'll go back to the chart back. When you look at the whole wheel of the chart, there's 30 degrees in each um zodiac sign, but within each zodiac sign there's also uh decans, so
Yeah. Split into
divided
10.
into 10, and each one of those is associated with a planet. And so that is what informed his um symbolism, his mythography.
Hmm.
The symbols that he used came from those associations. So they're not actually just pulled out of thin air. They're directly related to the mythology of that point on the wheel, even if it's off one point.
Yeah.
So that's why it gives us the flexibility of dealing with 2 points. I have utter respect for people that practice forms of divination. Um, And of course, when we play with astrology, in some sense, this is a form of divination.
Sure.
But I also feel like that the symbology is somehow more concrete in astrology than when if I just pick a card out of a tarot deck. Uh, And
Yeah.
perhaps that's because there are 300 and uh how many 300, how many degrees are there?
360.
360, my brain, make it work.
Yeah.
360, there's 360 degrees, and there's only how many cards are in a tarot deck?
72,
Right.
78.
So look at there's a huge difference in how much symbolism is being addressed, and the
Well,
symbol
and then you've got the planets involved
right,
too, that are like concrete things,
exactly, and all the symbolism.
essentially like beings in their own right,
So
doing their own thing.
it just feels more concrete to me to look at the symbols. Like I said, not net denigrated in any way pulling a tarot card. It's just for me the astrological symbols and the degrees of the chart that are this was worked out, mathematically and based on a specific planet or place associated with it, it feels less random
Hmm.
somehow. Though it's
Yeah.
random and mythological anyway, so.
Right. I know. I'm more of an absurdist. It's all random and mythological. I just enjoy meaning making as a fun exercise.
Exactly, exactly. What else do you think we ought to pull out from, meaning?
We were talking about Venus, and it looks like it's in square to Saturn.
Oh, right, that's what, let
That,
me go back and
yeah,
look at that.
we're gonna go back and we're gonna talk about Venus.
If it
And
wasn't,
Venus is in Sagittarius. Oh no, Venus is in Capricorn now.
yeah,
Two
Venus just
Capricorn.
moved into Capricorn,
Okay.
and
It is.
it is
Oh,
not yet square. No, it's not square, it's,
it's sextile. No.
sextile, almost. It's coming into a sextile, moving into a,
Okay.
right,
2 degrees.
right.
Okay.
So, uh,
Oh, lovely. Venus at 2 degrees Capricorn. The human soul and its eagerness for new experiences seeks embodiment.
ooh, love that. Yeah,
Right? How much better off would we all be if we all recognized that we chose to come here and we got some shit to do and take care of?
there you go. And instead of wishing to turn ourselves into a robot and move to Mars, maybe we could help other people on the planet.
Oh, hey, I like to help other people.
What a concept. But Venus is it's in a lovely trine, almost also, because we're within 4 degrees
Okay.
with Jupiter as well.
Jupiter and Taurus.
Right.
Okay.
So look at
This
this.
is making me happy. Venus in good relationships with Saturn and Jupiter. Seems like Venus is in a really great spot,
Right.
becoming a new human soul seeking embodiment,
Yeah, that's
or,
lovely. And
or
Venus,
an old human soul seeking a new embodiment.
this is good. I like it a
It
lot.
is good. I'm glad we came back to this.
Uh-huh. And it is moving into Venus will be conjunct Mars in Aquarius in February.
Sexy.
It is sexy because this is what, Venus has been chasing Mars.
She has been.
She has been chasing Mars for 6,
Mm,
7 months, and she is going to catch Mars, and they're going to have a reunion.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you got something going on in February, what are you doing for Valentine's Day in February? Might be a good time to, make some plans. Yeah, I like that. That's really nice. Overall, a really lovely Leonian full moon.
Yeah. 6 degrees Taurus for Jupiter. A woman of Samaria comes to draw water from the well. So there you go. Fucking help people.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right. Help people. Yep. Yep. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this.
I was a little worried about that, those squares and that trine with Mars and the black moon, but I feel much better now that I know that Venus and Saturn and Jupiter are teamed up doing what's right.
Right. So even if those sharp words come
Sharper words.
out, you can smooth things over, hopefully. Hopefully Uranus won't come in and, make people too upset. But it looks like we've got some really nice opportunities here to yeah, let the water from the well heal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. I'm glad we looked that up.
Yeah, that's really nice. Well, this is great. Let's go ahead and stop here, and I hope everybody is noting what it means for them to have Pluto now in Aquarius. This
Mm,
is this is a game changer. This is a generational um thing, something that an exercise that people might do, and I'll put something in the comments below in the YouTube video about going through your, your life in 20-year periods. What was the last 20-year period for you about? Because that
mm,
was the Pluto cycle. Now, if you can, if you're older than 20, go back to the previous 20-year cycle. What was that about? Now go back to the next one. Go all the way back because again, Pluto is roughly 20 years. So, if you're 50 or 60, you've probably only had 3 or 4, 2 or 3 even Pluto cycles.
mhm.
Go back and take a look at how those Pluto cycles have um, changed your life, and you'll see what might be coming up over the next 20 years. We're going to have a sea change.
Mm,
Have a sea change. So
yeah.
Pluto's going to transform everything having to do with our lives as it has to do with Aquarius.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Been a long time to figure it out.
Decades, in fact.
Well, have a lovely full moon in Leo.
Bye.
Bye.